Okay, I'm going to do a review on Supernanny, and the reason why I agree with her techniques, and I like her techniques. I like her techniques because it teaches children how to behave, and it teaches how to put people in bed and stuff, and other things. She teaches other things as well. Timeouts, for example, are good methods for disciplining young children, and 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 privilege removal and stuff like that is good for older children. Discipline is all about teaching. Discipline means to teach. And I like Supernanny, and she has 8 seasons so far, and I watch her seasons. I'm a huge fan of Supernanny, and when I get children, I'll use her techniques. I know they'll work because I'll be consistent with them. My mom approves of her techniques as well. She says, for example, if children won't go to bed, she says, watch Supernanny. Okay. So she says spankings is never an effective tool. I agree with that because it tends to only teach children it's okay to hit others, and there are better ways to discipline children. And plus, spare the rod, spoil the child just means if you don't discipline and guide your children, they'll turn out to be spoiled. It doesn't mean spanking. And here's a proper way to do a timeout she teaches. You first, for example, here's a proper way to do a timeout. You place them into, come to their level, child's level, give them eye contact, and give them a warning. If you don't stop doing so and so, it behaves on itself. If you don't stop doing so and so, something like that, and then you will be going straight to the corner or whatever. Then if you don't, and then if the child carry on, they get placed into the timeout out. Then the parent has to explain why the child is in timeout. They have to sit in 1 minute per their age. They have to sit in 1 minute per their age. And then if the child gets out of the timeout, they can't walk out. They got to sit there until the parent comes and gets them. If they get out of time, they keep placing them. The parents keep placing them back until they stay there. And once their time is up, you explain for a second time. Then the child has to apologize for their actions. If they refuse to apologize, it has to be a sincere apology. It can't be any apologize. If they don't apologize sincerely, or they refuse to apologize, then they have to wait, and then they have to wait longer, sit in timeout for a little while longer until they're ready to apologize correctly and do it. And then when they do apologize, and when the parent gets the correct apology, then it's hugs and kisses, then move on. Then they get to go to what they were doing. And I like stay in another technique for older children. They use what is called the privilege removal. They take away privileges for a day or two, or take day or so. And okay, And there's also one episode where she used the one striking her out for a 3-year-old child. I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to spoil it for those you haven't seen it. It's the McKinney family. I want to be surprised. He was so aggressive. He was the worst child on the Supernanny U.S. episodes. And he was aggressive towards his mother. And he was so bad in school. And he cursed and at his mother and spit and stuff like that. He was so aggressive at school that he got kicked out. There was 2 schools. And Joe Frost decided the best is not to give him a warning. Just give him one striking you out and place him in his room until he cooled down. He was a 3-year-old child, a boy. But it turned out it worked once it played off consistent. I don't believe in spankings at all because it doesn't tend to work. There are better ways to discipline children, to control, get children to behave. So, and another technique is the stay in bed technique. The stay in bed technique is bedtime. Usually it goes like this. You place it's bed. You can look it up. She wrote books about it, but I can just tell you some of it. She said, you give them a good night. You read them a bedtime story. Then you give them a hugs and kisses. Go to bed. Go give them a hug and go good night. And tuck them and go put them in the bed. And he said, first time they come out of the room, you say it's bedtime, darling. The second time you say it's bedtime. The third time you say nothing, and then you keep placing them back each time they come out until they stay in the bed. It's shown to work. I believe most of her. I believe my mom approves of a lot of her techniques. Approves of her techniques. I'll use them on my children too. I'll use them when I have children. I'm 26 years old. I believe in discipline. Like I said, spare the rod, spoil the child means if you don't discipline and guide your children, you won't. They will become spoiled. They will become spoiled and they'll continue to act bad. It doesn't mean to spank. It doesn't mean spanking like many people think that means. Too many people tend to take the expression too literally, and I don't like that. Hope you watch Supernanny. It's a good show. Bye.